Thank you, Greg. Did you reset that?
Yes.
Handouts don't. I'm going to start out by being provocative. I'm going to say 5 words. I'm going to ask each of you to think to yourself privately, what's your initial gut reaction? All right, here we go. Guns, firearms, handguns, shotguns, rifles. Okay? So you had some reaction. Some of you probably thought about the headlines in the newspaper, mass killings, innocent school children, again, murder, suicide, gang violence. You had some feeling about guns, negative. On the other hand, some of you may have thought about that Christmas morning when you scampered downstairs to see if you got that BB gun you had been asking for. Or you remembered that fondly that first pheasant hunting trip that your grandfather took you. In this room, there's probably a spectrum of feelings that came out immediately about guns. And guns are an interesting topic. They're a controversial topic. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to talk about guns today. But let me tell you what I'm not going to talk about. I'm not going to get up on my pedestal here and talk about the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms, or the NRA advocating for the fact that we have to have assault rifles and we have to have weapons. I'm not going to talk about that. On the other hand, I'm not going to come over here on my soapbox and talk about gun control. And that we got to have a lot more laws to control guns. In fact, we have to have laws that ban guns, all 350 million guns in this country. I'm not going to talk about that. What I'm going to talk about is what millions of people do in this country every week. And that's they play shooting sports. Shooting sports, what are shooting sports? Well, shooting sports is basically target shooting. Shooting a handgun, a rifle, or a shotgun at a stationary or moving target. Did you know that there are 15 Summer Olympic events that are shooting sports? There's 5 with handguns, 5 with rifles, 5 with shotguns. I'm going to talk today briefly about 3 shotgun sports, and 2 of them are Olympic sports. My goal is to just give you some information to make you aware that they're out there. The 3 are called trap, skeet, and sporting clays. And if you look at this sheet, trap is a game that started in the 1880s, and bird hunters, wanted to practice before the hunting season. And so they captured or trapped passenger pigeons, had them in a little cage, and then they let them out one at a time, and they practiced shooting at them. We don't do that anymore, we use clay pigeons. But this is a trap field. You can go anywhere around the world, the trap field is exactly the same dimensions. You can see there are 5 stands here. There are generally 5 shooters would be a squad. Each shooter shoots 5 times from each station, 5 stations, 5 times 5, 25 shot game. You can see the trap house out here. In this trap house, 16 yards from the front line, is a machine that throws the clays, throws them at the same speed, same trajectory, but randomly left, center, or right. As you move from position to position, the angles change, makes the shots a little more difficult. For a weekend shooter like me, I shot 21, 23, 24, one time 25 in a row. That's pretty good for me. Best shooters in the country from the 27-yard line, 400 out of 400, like that. No big deal. Trap is an international sport. Trap is an Olympic sport. The next game is called skeet. Played on a little different field, but similar to trap in that skeet field is exactly the same no matter where you go in the country and the world, exactly the same. You have a semicircle with 7 stations around it, 1 in the middle, 8 stations. There is a high house at station 1. The trap machine is up about 20 feet in the air. And over at station 7 is the low house. The trap machine is down at about ground level. And you can see by the arrows that the clays, birds, pigeons, whatever you want to call them, are thrown in those angles. They're throwing toward each other, slightly angling, are called quartering. Same speed, same trajectory, same line every time. The only thing that changes is that the shooters move around the semicircle, which makes the angles a little more challenging every time. This game's a little tougher than trap. It's a 25-shot game. Somebody like me, weekend shooter, if I shoot 20, 21, that's pretty good. Best shooters in the world will shoot 395 out of 400. Pretty good. Ski is an Olympic sport, international sport. It's an Olympic sport. Last one I want to tell you about, I don't have a handout for that. Sporting Clays, or Sporting Clay magazine. Sporting Clays is called Golf with Shack. Okay? Why is that? We all know that golf courses, no two golf courses are alike. Well, the same is true with Sporting Clays. There are no two Sporting Clay courses that are alike. Sporting Clay was introduced in Britain, but not brought into the United States until the 1980s. It is a game that is a 50 or 100 shot game, and the courses are laid out like a golf course, through the woods, through trees, and the course will go up hills, down hills, around lakes, ponds, streams, etc. Every station in a course will have 8 to 12, 14 stations. Every station, the machines are set up differently. So you have different kinds of shots every time, and they get changed every week. So you could go to Powder Creek out here on Monticello Road, and station 1 would be set up one way one week, the next week it would be completely different. For an amateur shooter like me, on a moderately tough course, I would shoot 80, 85, that'd be pretty good. Best shooters in the country, on the toughest courses, shoot 95 and above. So my goal today was just to tell you, make you aware, give you some information that these sports do go on, and no matter how you felt emotionally about guns at the start of this, there are people, millions of people, who shoot every week for fun, and their primary goal is safety, safety, safety. Thanks for your attention.